Hello and welcome. Let's begin with another data type in Python, which is lists. Lists are very similar to arrays. They can contain any type of variable and they can contain as many variables as you willing to. This can also be iterated over in any looping. It's very simple. Here is an example of how to build it. So let's start my list equal to let's create empty list like within square brackets. So let's append my list, append 1, my list, append 2, my list, append 3. Now print my list of 0, print my list of 1, print my list of 2. Let's see the output of the above program. So it printed 1, 2 and 3 because we are appending 1, 2, 3. So up 1 got appended in index 0, 2 is at index 1, 3 is at index 2. Let's see what is another approach of printing list values. We can loop through for x in my list, just print x. So let's see, it has to print twice 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So this is how we iterate through the loop, the list using for loops. So let's see another example where you will need to add numbers and strings to the correct list using the append list method, and you must add the numbers 1, 2 and 3 to the numbers list and the words hello and world to the strings variable. And you will also have to fill in the variable second name with the second name in the name list using the brackets operator. Note that the index is 0 based. So if you want to access the second item in the list, its index will be 1 and the following will be the next one and so on. So let's write a quick program. Let's see. Numbers is a numbers is a empty list and strings is a empty list. And let's take we have names list as 4 names and I have a second name equal to first let's assume it as none. Now try to see what is numbers strings and then second name. So let's execute and see what is the output. It printed numbers is empty list, string also empty list, and then the second name on the names list is None. Because second name we have assigned as none. So now if you want to assign names to strings, you can do that by append operation and to numbers. If you have any specific numbers, then you can use it the same way. So this is about basic lists, and we will try to do some basic operations. What are basic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we have even modulo, percentile. Let's see. We'll create a program, operators. So now let's take a number x equal to, we can write 1 plus 2 minus 1 into 3 by 4. So print x. Let's execute this and see the output. So it printed 2.25. So these operators will be performing based on precedence. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 minus 1 into 3 by 4 is 3 by 4. So 3 minus 3 by 4, it becomes 12 minus 3 by 4. 12 minus 3 is nothing but 9. 9 by 4. 9 by 4, which is 2.25. So that is the output. So let's move to more examples on operations. Like now we have two numbers, x equal to 11, y equal to 2. We can print reminder x equal to, sorry, x percentile y. Let's execute this. So reminder is 1, which is 11 divided by 2. Reminder becomes 1, which is correct. And what are other operations we have? You can even use power. Let's see how do we print power x power y is x star star y. So let's execute and see. So it has printed x power y is 121. X, which is 11, power 2 is 121. So likewise, you can perform all the basic operations on numbers. Let's see how do you perform the same operations on strings. So let's see. Hello equal to hello world equal to word, and let's get hello world plus space plus world and print hello world. Let's execute and see. It has to print hello space world. So this is how we concatenate using plus operator for Python strings. And let's see one more example. What happens if I try to print multiplication on hello world into 20. Let's see what happens. So it printed hello world side by side 20 times. If I want to print any other format, I can do likewise. And now we have seen concatenation and even multiplication on strings. Let's move on to operations with another data type in Python, which is lists. So what are the operations we can perform on lists? So let's add one more program. So let us take even numbers equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Odd numbers equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So now let's make another list out of these two. Integer number equal to we can do using odd numbers plus even numbers. Let's try to print integer numbers. So you can see odd numbers appended with the even numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is list appending or list concatenation. Let's see another one more operation on list. Print. Let's take even numbers. I would like to print 10 times. So into 10, let's do this. So what it has printed 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10 times as a list. So this is the multiplication on list. And let's move on to another example where the exercise is to create two lists x and y which contain 10 instances of variable X and Y respectively. You also need to create a list called big list, which contains variables x, y 10 times each. By concatenating two lists you have created. So like we said, we have to create x as a object, like x as a object and y another object, and then x list equal to x, and then we have to y list equal to y. Let's create an empty list, big list, which is empty. So now we have to what we have given as a target. X list, Y list contain 10 instances of variable X and Y. So for that, what we need to do, we have to concatenate and see. Let's try to print before that. Print. So print X list, Y list, big list, and then we are comparing count is 10 or not, and then we are trying to print big list count also 10. We are trying to print some message. Let's try to execute and see. X list contains one object, Y list contains one object, and big list contains 0 objects. But we have to create 10 instances. So how do we do it? Into 10 into 10. And what we have to do, big list is X list plus Y list. Let's see what it prints. So now X list contains 10 objects, Y list contains 10 objects, big list contains 10 plus 10, 20 objects. So it has print almost there because X has 10, Y has 10, and it has printed another message great because big list also having count of X as 10 and count of Y as 10. So that is how we concatenate and multiply operate on list in Python. Let's see string formatting. So Python uses a style which is similar to C style string formatting to create new formatted strings. The percentile operator is used for format a set of variables enclosed in a tuple. So let's write a program for it. So how do we do it? It's a percentile operator together with formatting string. So this is, for example, if we have name equal to Susan, and I have print statement to concatenate a string with the variable string as percentile s, and percentile have to give a space after this and name to print. So it prints hello Susan. Whatever the value that is assigned to name, it will say hello name. Let's try to display the output. So it prints hello Susan. So this is how string formatting within the concatenated string for print works. So let's see more examples for it. If I have another parameter called age equal to 25, and I should say hello Susan, and I should also say happy birthday today, which is 25th birthday. So I have to happy 25th is a string, 25th is a number, so percentile D. Let's say 25th birthday, happy 25th birthday, and I have to say mention the also percentile as 25th birthday Susan, and so now percentile. I have two parameters given, so I'll put it in parentheses like this. First is 25th and second is name. So percentile D takes first parameter 25, percentile S followed by the second parameter name. Let's print the output. So it is giving some error in line 5, which is okay. We have given an extra comma which is not required. Let's try to print. And hello Susan, happy 25th birthday. Susan is the output. This is how we parse values using the tuple and then placeholder percentile D and percentile S. And then if we have any object which is not a string, can also be formatted using percentile S operator as well. It is not only for string, it can be used for operator, percentile S operator for objects in Python. The string which returns from the REPR method of the object is formatted as a string. Let's see an example for the same. So I have a list with numbers. Let's say list age equal to 25, 23 and 26. And we have to print, let's suppose somebody X list is, I have to print the above numbers list, ages list, percentile. I can simply mention percentile and print list ages. Let's see what is the output. So it printed list is the values inside the list. So percentile S can be used for strings and objects also. And we have percentile S for string or any object with a string representation like numbers, and percentile D is for integers, percentile F is for floating point numbers, and then percentile dot number of digits F is for floating point numbers with a fixed amount of digits to the right of the dot, and then percentile X divided by percentile capital X is integers in hex representation, which is not mostly used. So you can try these operators in the print. Let's see one example. If I have same record equal to I can say student equal to student name is John and his second name is Doe and his percentile is 60.95. So now let's try a print statement. Print I have to give a hello and percentile. Try simple percentile student. Let's try to only execute these two statements. So what it says not all arguments converted during string formatting. So why it is giving the error? Why is it giving the error? It is because student doesn't return the string, but it has a tuple inside it. You can mention hello student. Let's try this. So this is throwing string format error because we are not giving the right format. So this is a tuple. So tuple has to be passed only if it has those existing in this formatted string. So let's say now hello percentile s and percentile s because first two strings are named hello John Doe, your score is percentile f. And now let's try to print. So hello John Doe, your score is 60.95 percentile. If I want to print only two floating point, so I can mention 2f. Let's try to print. It's taking as. Let's try to print this 60.95 because I only want to print 2 of the decimal. If I want to print 4 after decimal, dot 4f, which prints 4 decimals. So 0.2f is the relevant one, so we will keep it as it is. So the output, your score is 60.95. This is how we perform at a tuple. So let's now see some of the operations that we can do on strings. Let's create a Python file, string operations. .py. So let's suppose hello world, some string, we'll say message equal to hello world is a string, and we can print length of percentile s is percentile d, and then we can give percentile inside tuple message. We are printing message length, so message comma length of message. So it has to print the length of the hello world string. So if you see, hello has 5 strings, world has 5 strings, and we have a space and exclamation mark, and overall length is 12 characters, which is the length of hello world is 12. And even you can find out index. So if I want to find index of any variable, any character, I can do that by simply printing index of, if say I want to print index of character or is percentile, index would be normally number, percentile d, index of r, we have r, we don't need to give r again, but we just print the index. So we have the string message dot index of the character r. So it prints the first occurrence of our index. So what it did print? It printed 8. If you see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is its index. If you say position, it becomes +1. So that is how we find index of any subcharacter or substring. And if I want to count any particular occurrence of a character, then what I can do? I can do a count of that particular character. If I want to print occurrence of, let's say we have O multiple times. So let's say occurrence of O is percentile D, and print we have message dot, within the message what we have to count O. So let's see, occurrences of O is twice. So it is once in hello and then second time in world. So that is how you count occurrence of a character within the string. And even you can do on strings, you can get a part of string, like say if I only want from particular index. Say if I want to print only from 3 to 7, so I can do that as well. So print message of 3 colon 7, which takes from index 3 to index 7. If you see, it has printed few characters at 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, it is L, and then 4, O, and then 5, space, and then 6, it is W. And in here, it has to print before 7. So it is becomes only from 3 to 6 it will print. So that is how only these 4 characters has been displayed. So that is how you pick the substring of a given string. So which means it slices a part of string and outputs, or you even can assign to another string variable. And in this particular slicing, you can even mention step. Right. Default it is step 1. If you say step 2, let's see what is the output it gives. It only gave L because it has to take step 2. So 3 is L, and it has to skip 1, 2, and then it has to skip 2. So it has to print only space, and then it skips W, and then there is no other value after that because it has to print only before 7 index. And let's move to another example. We can do slice of message. If I say colon colon -1, let's see what it prints. It prints the string in the reverse order. So if somebody asks in interview to write a program to print the given string in reverse order, this one particular line in give the solution. So colon colon and -1. -1 is the step, and it starts from the end till the first character arrives. And one more sample to string operation says we have several methods. One is upper. We want to find out uppercase, just print message dot upper and parenthesis. That is how you print upper of the particular string. And then if you want to print lower, this print lower. This gives you lower case of the given string. And then if you want to find out whether the string starts with some particular substring, you can do that. Message dot starts with, if I want to find whether it starts with hello or not. If it ends with, say sample. Let's see what is the output of this two. First message dot start with hello is true, and message dot ends with sample is false. It returns a boolean value. And then we have one more method called split. Let's see. We want to split the message. Let's take split message equal to message dot split by space we will do and print split message. So it has split the given string to a list of strings separated by space. So we have one space in the given string. So it has split into two, hello and world. So that is how you can even try splitting them using exclamation, using any other particular character. Or also you can do, you can even do with any non-existent also. If you give any non-existent, it will consider entire as a single string array and list the single string list to your console. And there is one method that we have already seen, which is length, to get the length of the string, and index to get the index of the given character, and then we have count of occurrences using count of character, and we can format string. So these are the basic string operations. Let's move to next session, conditions. Conditions in Python. So if I have x equal to 10, y equal to 20, so let's now try to do a condition x greater than x equal to y, print x less than y, print x greater than y. So these are the three conditions we can try and see. First, x equal to y, 10 equal to 20, false, 10 less than 20, true, 10 greater than 20, false. So likewise, you can do conditional statements in Python. And if you have a list of numbers, or if you have a list of strings, we have a list of strings like this. And if I want to find whether this string has a particular string in this list, what I can do, I can write a if statement. If I have to find a particular character, or sorry, if a particular string is available within this list of strings, then what I will do, if Susan in my list, then print Susan, this is in my list, or else print Susan is not in my list. Let's try to execute and see. So what did it print? Susan is in my list. If you give any string that is not present, it will say that is not in the list because we have given the condition. So we have seen indentation, operations on strings, and other types like numbers and floating. So let's see is operator. So as we are comparing x equal to y, we can even say print x is y. Let's see what it prints. So it printed false because x is not y. We can even do that. X is not y. You say that. See the output for the third one. It says true. X is not y is true. So that is how is operator on Python works. And not also you have seen you can try printing if you have only you want to print not x and print not 0. Try to see what it prints. Not x, not 10 is false, not 0 is true. And then we have seen not operator. Let's move to other example. For loops in Python, we have for loop and we have other types of loops, which is while, and we mostly use these two loops in Python. So let's start with for loop. So for loops iterate over a given sequence of, we have a sequence. So sequence of values it will iterate through. Let's write a sample exercise using for loops. So we have a numbers array, numbers list. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is the numbers array. So I wish to do through for number in for value in numbers. We have to print value. So it printed 1 to 10, which are the numbers present in the list array. So this is the output you have. Let's try to see. Let me clear and execute and show you the output. So this is how 1 to 10 from numbers you have loop using for loop. So first val picks first value and prints 1 and second 2, 3 and so on 10. So this is how we write for loop in Python. And we also can use loop to generate numbers using for loop without having any list. I can simply generate a list of numbers from print x end equal to, let me try to do some formatting in the coding. So it has to print range 100. Let's see what is the output. Here x is not defined because we are defining val but printing x. So now if you see 0, 1, 2, 3 till 99 because it excludes 100. Range of 100 gives from 0 to 99, that excluding the given the max range. And even you can use 5 and then 100. Let's see what is the output. It started with 5 till 99. It gave the numbers. So you can even mention starting like this. And even if you can give the step 5, 5, what it prints 5 and skipped 5 values and printed 10 and so on till 95. So the third parameter is the step. And let's do the same looping using while. While loop. So while what we will say val less than 10. So before doing it, we will have to have value equal to 0. And so if I print val and then do a count plus equal to 1. So now let's execute and see. So we don't have a count. We are doing with val. So it started with 0 and printed until less than 10. So that is how a simple while loop we can utilize in Python programming. And the same if I wanted to write, otherwise if I wanted to break this particular loop, if I wanted to do it with a condition val greater than say 5, if I want to break the loop, I can do like this. So now it break after 5 and then only printed till 5. And I also have another condition which is if x percentile to equal to 0, then what I need to do, continue. So let's see what is the output of this. So now you can see it printed additionally 6 because before going into this condition, it checked percentile is 0 and it skipped the statement and went here and printed, and then it became 7 and this condition may become false, and here it came, it checked whether 7 greater than 5 and the statement break executed and the loop got stopped at value 7 without printing. So that is how break continue works within the loops. And for while loop, we can even use else case. So if this condition fails, if you want to execute any certain block of code after the condition is false, so you can mention that print say after execution you want to print the count, then you can do like this percentile, have to give a space count, and here as it is, count is nothing but val here, so I will just print val. This is how you can write else for while. Let's see how does it print it. So what is it printing? Let me clear this console and execute it. It simply printed 0 to 6. It did not go to else case because we have these two particular statements. So let's remove these two and see. Now it has gone to else because if there is a continue or break statement, it will simply end the entire while loop including else. So without break and continue, we can go to else block of while statement. So even for loop, the same way you can utilize the else block. Let's try what for loop does with else block. Let me take an example. So we have I in range of 1 to 10, that means 1 to 9. Percentile 5 is 0, 0. We are breaking, print I, and we are returning a message in else block. This is not printed because for is terminate of because of break, but not due to fail in condition. So let's execute with the break statement in for, and it printed only 1 to, it has to print only 1 2 3 4, and percentile 5 is 0, so at value 5 it becomes terminated and doesn't execute the else block. Let's try to remove this break statement and execute it. So now you can see 1 to 9, and this is not printed because for loop is terminated because of break, but not due to fail of condition. So this is how else block works with while and for loops. So you can try with a number of examples to understand more. So in the next class, we will be discussing on functions, functions in Python, and classes and objects, dictionaries, modules, and packages. Until then, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, give your comments with all the questions. I am happy to help. Thank you.